I'm just reading this biblical archaeological magazine. Yeah. December 2015. Yeah. And it's in their own words that I was somewhat concerned about. Matthew 2:11 recounts that the wise men brought Jesus gold, frankincense, and myrrh, costly gifts. In antiquity, frankincense and myrrh were both used in incense and perfume. Alan Millard Rankin, Professor Emeritus of Hebrew and Ancient Languages at the University of Liverpool, explains the ancient origins of incense, both its sacred and profane uses. Now, it's difficult to believe that incense could be profane, as if it was really bad for you. I mean, it was like a profanity to use it. Mhm. Now, see, incense was an integral part of worship of the gods across ancient Near East from the earliest periods. We may assume that in prehistoric times, people noticed that certain things gave off a pleasant smell when put on fire. Observing that wood or sap or resin from particular trees were productive, they experimented with others so that some were sought especially for that purpose. What human beings enjoyed, they would expect their gods to enjoy also. And as usual, they lavished that on their deities. By the end of the third millennium BC, now there's a BC instead of a CE, but CE is the AD. Yeah. Documents from the Babylonian record a wide variety of materials used for perfumes and incense, derived from various vegetable substances, resins, shavings, and twigs. And incense burners occur in cuneiform texts from the early Bronze Age into the Iron Age. Now, they give the list of materials for making perfumes in cuneiform text at Mari include cedar, cypress, juniper, myrtle. Either the words themselves or the resins, various resins hard to identify. Although these lists and recipes for making perfumes are not specifically for incense, they show the variety of ingredients available from within the Fertile Crescent. The materials burnt as incense vary from the readily available to the exotic. Now, the instructions for preparing the sacred incense in Exodus 30, 34 to 38 end with a prohibition on anyone making the same incense for their own use, prescribing the most severe punishment for anyone who might do so. It is commonly observed that implies there were other types of incense, which Israelites could use in secular situations, Proverbs 27:9. Perfume and incense bring joy to the heart may indicate that Psalm 45:9-8 refers to the wafting of the smoke of incense into clothes. Now, in both Babylonia and Egypt, texts prescribe incense as a fumigant in medical processes, as a counter to the stench of putrefaction, and as a counter to domestic smells, perfumes, houses, and clothes. Perfuming houses and clothes. Now, the two last uses continue the present day. Over 30 years ago, a British journalist reported how Saudi sheiks stood over an incense burner to allow the aromatic smoke to seep into his robes. Now, I'm mentioning this because there's what's known as prohibition. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. And then there's what's mentioned as something that persons, human beings, enjoy, and they think that their gods enjoy it too. Now, let's say you want to upset God today. You think God likes everything that you like because God is your God, and you think that God should like what you like. But you're the actual human being, and you have no idea what God likes because you don't think about what God likes.